we're going to be reviewing a gun that we have reviewed before, but I was impatient with that pistol. I sold it not knowing what I was losing when I did sell it. So I went out, got it again, and I'm twice as excited to have it back on the channel because I have a different optic on it, the Leopold, which I had at one point on my rival. And not just that, but you can see we got this flash guard on front of this particular firearm. Yeah, it's a muzzle brake. Muzzle brake is what it is. So we're going to put a couple rounds down range. We did sight this old girl in and then took it off for some other reasons, had to do some cleaning. So we're going to test it out, put a couple rounds through it, and I'm going to kind of give you my first take on this pistol, just let you know what I think about it. I have shot it before, like I said, Gene has as well, and if I'm being honest, I was super stoked to shoot it last time, so I hope I am this time too. That was a blast.
I'd say that it was on.
That was a blast. I will say some of the things that I recall from last time that I really enjoyed about this pistol were the front and rear slide serrations, how they're kind of unique in a lot of ways. They're not like a lot of other pistols that are so closely grouped together, and a lot of them are shallow or deep depending on which model brand you go with. Glock tends to have a little bit deeper slide cuts, so ones that you can get a better grip on, but this one, it works well for those that have more broader sausage-like fingers, and it also works well for those that might not. You can get a really good purchase on both the front and the rear of this pistol with these slide serrations, and I really like that. The model I had before was similar in every single way. It was ambidextrous with the mag release, slide lock, and the trigger had that inner trigger safety. The only difference is that this one is FDE. Now, some people might like that FDE. I'm kind of neither here nor there with it because it's two-tone, and I really like for my FDE pistols to be like 100% completely the same top and bottom, so lower and upper. And I get that that's kind of difficult when it comes to painting material such as polymer and metal. It's hard to make them the same, but nonetheless, this is just a wonderful little pistol.
That 19X did well.
The 19X did well.
With the color scheme, it looks good.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best pistols, or companies rather, that I've seen. Glock. They made a two-tone, well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. They made the FDE look very, very good. It doesn't look two-tone like some of the other FDE pistols out on the market do. With this particular pistol, one of my favorite things that initially drew me to it was the fact that it had a threaded barrel on it, and I had just picked up my, what do we want to call this thing? Oil filter. I had just picked up my new oil filter. And
smoke catcher.
Smoke catcher, that's right, smoke catcher. I just picked up the new smoke catcher. And
GSR eliminator.
That as well, it does all of the above. And I wanted something to use it on, right? I only had one particular firearm that I could use it on, and it was kind of saddening because this one particular smoke reducer, whatever we're calling it, only fits a half by, I think it's 28 thread pitch. So
1/2 by 28, yep.
1/2 by 28. So the only thing, and Gene knows because he has one coming on the way too, but it took 9 months for this thing to come in. You had to pay for it up front. You had to pay for a tax stamp. You had to pay for all this other stuff. So when I finally got it in and only had one particular pistol I could get it on, I was kind of saddened by that. You know, we shoot a lot of different guns on the channels. We shoot 9mm a lot, and a lot of those do not have a threaded barrel on them. So you really don't get to use this expensive, I mean, it's not cheap by any stretch, this expensive product. So having another gun that has a threaded barrel on it, that's a half 28 9mm, is awesome. This baby's
got metal mag.
It's got metal mags. The flared Magwell is probably the most well-fitted flared Magwell of any other pistol I've ever bought, if I'm just being honest. Like, that comes from the factory. It is very comfortable. It looks very sleek. It has a wonderful profile that matches the grip.
I will say this. Maybe we'll take a still shot of it and put up after we're done. But because it has that loaded chamber indicator up there, much like on our Prodigy, where we had that little peephole at the back of the barrel, and it was just inundating our reflex with GSR to the point that you could hardly see the window. I noticed that same thing there. I would say it probably has something to do with that loaded chamber indicator, which kind of sucks because, like I say, it just completely inundates your reflex with GSR. It's kind of like on this
It's a little sus.
this 45 here, this Glock 45, when we were shooting it earlier, it doesn't have any such peepholes or loaded chamber indicators, and so, you know, our glass stayed clean the whole time. So I think some gun companies probably should rethink that.
I'm gonna let you get behind the wheel of this
Oh,
over.
are you?
I can just see you back there just going crazy.
You think I am? I ain't going crazy.
It's the suppressor is what it is. Because if we're being honest, we've shot the gun already, but it's
Well,
still
we shot
awesome.
Yeah, we shot the black one.
Shot the black one already.
I've never shot this one.
Yeah.
So, you know, overall, I like the look of this gun. We've even had some people on the channel say, oh, it seems like this dude cares more about, is focusing more on how the thing looks versus how the thing functions. It's obviously he cares more about that. You know, I would say that there's probably some validity to that at one time. I probably did feel that way when I didn't know a whole lot about guns. But I wouldn't say that that's totally the case anymore. I mean, I don't want to carry something around that looks like complete butt, you know.
Nobody does.
But
That's fair.
overall, I like the look of this gun. I always told Trey that I liked the FDE one better than I did the black one. I'm a full-size gun kind of guy. I prefer a full-size gun over a micro or compact. So, you know, overall, I like the look of it. I like the feel of it in the hand. Like he said, this Magwell here, this flared Magwell, is very aggressive. I mean, you could come in for almost any angle you wanted to and get that mag inserted back in there. So, you know, it does have these raised blacked out sights on here, which you guys know I'm not a fan of that. And he did put this 4-foot high Leopold on here. So I tell you what, Leopold done something very, very impressive, because these are some doggone tall sights here on this gun. So even though these does not co-witness, I'm going to say that most other reflexes that you buy other than the Leopold, it's going to co-witness just fine. In fact, it might even be too far up into the window, because these are some very, very tall sights on this gun, but they're not tall enough for the Leopold.
No.
The Leopold is something special. You know, there's something special. So I don't think Trey did enough to determine whether or not this optic was on or not, you know. Looked like he was just trying to shoot the thing like as fast as he could shoot it. Let's actually see if this thing's on or not, you know.
It was a rapid fire test.
Definitely not going to be able to see if it's accurate, because I can't see the sights. You know?
It's a guess.
You know, we'll see if the reflex is on though. I would say so. I'd say it's pretty dang close.
You know, they don't tell you this when you're getting smoke screener such as the one we have equipped, but it is quiet enough to take your ear protection off. But once you take your ear protection off, the sound of that bullet hitting steel is loud enough to put them back on.
Yeah.
That is a loud sound.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, see. So tried to double feed or something there.
It might be because of that smoke.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what. I've said this about every gun we shot today, but that thing is fun to shoot, and good grief, look at that. You know, we had this Leopold on a Canic, what was it on?
The Rival.
The Canic Rival. And I remember having a very similar experience to that right there. So one thing's for sure, she's thick. You know, baby's got back, that's for sure. But man, I tell you what, when she's on, she's on. I mean, I don't know. How quickly can you get that camera off of that stand? Is that a quick thing, or?
Yeah, sure.
You know, forget about a still shot. And you can see it's coming from that loaded chamber indicator. I just want you to get in on that real good right there. See if it's get it in the sunlight there. See this right here?
Oh, yeah.
You can clearly see that it's coming up from the loaded chamber indicator, and I hope that picks up for camera, but good Lord. Like after that second magazine, I couldn't see anything.
That's crazy.
So I really think that, now again, we're out here at the range, we're just having fun. I don't think anybody is gonna put two, what do these things hold? Looks like it's probably an 18 plus 2 or 3, so probably 20, 21 rounds. I don't think anybody's going to put 42 rounds down range in a defensive situation. So I don't know that in real life that would be an issue. But I really do think that gun companies should rethink that. You know, because it does become a problem. It does become very, very difficult to pick up.
I wonder, some of that issue might be because of the diversion of GSR coming back from the can, but
maybe. But you know, you see how it looks like.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like it's shooting right up the side of that loaded chamber indicator.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna let Trey shoot you out here since it's his gun. I had enough fun with it. We had one little tiny hiccup where it tried to double feed. Could have been me, I don't know. You know, we try not to overthink that kind of stuff too much. If it happens, you know, I don't know, if it happens 6 or 8 times or more than one time, you know, sometimes we're like, okay, well, maybe it's an issue with the gun. But if otherwise it feeds flawlessly, we try not to overthink it too much. But like I said, we have done this gun on the channel before, so it's not new to us.
Yeah, there's a lot of features about it that I like. I talked a little bit about them, but I just really like the way that it feels in my hand, and I'm really not a full size like you are. You're more of a full size kind of guy when it comes to a pistol. But I kind of like that more compact size. I feel like, and the reason being is because I feel like I shoot better with some more compact size guns. Probably just convincing myself that that's probably not true at all, but I really like the way this one feels in my hand.
I tell you what, these magazines are tight, boy.
They've never been loaded. Today's the first day. These are the first shots this gun's ever had through them. Ever. Did you load both of these all the way up?
I did.
Shoo! Well,
I mean, they want to see some shooting. They don't like to hear us talk.
We're going to do one on point, on target, like focused. The next one we're going crazy with.
I ain't totally sure what that means, but okay.
Well, it just means you'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Hey, go for that taller target because I don't want you jacking up my little one there.
On both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's proud of that one. You can't see nothing out of this front.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Let me clear that off.
That's pretty impressive.
5 into it, I lost sight because of all that GSR.
That's crazy, dude.
That is so much fun. Like
let's do something right quick since
okay.
you're of the mind that it might be due to the to the smoke catcher.
Yeah. You want to take it off?
Let's take it off and see if it does the same thing. See if you're right or I'm right about
today's episode, Trey gets third-degree burn.
The loaded chamber indicator there.
Yeah, that.
Smoke catcher ain't coming on. We got the reflex all cleaned up here. Don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not. It's nice and clean. And so we got the suppressor, the smoke catcher. We got it taken off. And we're gonna see if my theory about the loaded chamber indicator is right, or if just the back pressure from the smoke catcher was causing the problem. So let's see. I want to say that I want to rapid fire this, but I shot so well with it. I think I just want to put some on target.
Do it again, yeah.
Definitely a lot more accurate with the suppressor on there. I mean, the smoke catcher. What?
It's not a suppressor. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So it's not as bad.
It's not.
It did get on there a little bit, so I could imagine it might take twice as long now. So there is some validity to both. It is the loaded chamber indicator, but it's also exacerbated because we had the smoke catcher on there. So I guess we had a little back pressure that was because it's definitely not as bad.
Before, when we were using that oil canister smoke reducer, it was boiling smoke out of the ejection port as well as the bottom of the magwell when you would tear the mag out.
Yeah, so I think, you know, again, I still think the gun manufacturers that put reflex or optic cuts on their guns should rethink the peepholes and the loaded chamber indicators and things of that nature, because, you know, nobody wants to go home and have to put, you know, bore cleaner on their glass to get all the GSR off of it. I mean, you know, it's just something that should be rethought. I don't think, you know, I mean, I understand that this gun, or most of Springfield's, I'm pretty sure most of Springfield's polymer guns have that loaded chamber indicator. And I mean, it's nice to be able to look down and see that popped up and know that there's something in there, but I think maybe, and I also understand that it's hard to change up an entire assembly line and take that out just for the optic cut versions, but I still think that is something they should consider doing, because I would tell you this, it would make me a lot less likely to want to shoot this gun at the range, you know, with any consistency, just simply because it becomes a pain in the neck to have to sit there and have to continuously clean that glass. So I think some gun manufacturers should rethink that a little bit. So anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed that. We're just trying to have a little bit of fun today. Like I said, we've already done this gun before. Just kind of wanted to follow up with Trey's new prize possession here. And again, if we missed anything, you have any questions about this gun, everyone that sends us a message gets a response. Good, bad, or indifferent, everybody gets a response. So please leave your comments, ask any questions, tell us anything we might have missed. Hit the thumbs up, tell your friends, be sure to subscribe. Have a blessed day today.